What's going on, guys? In the Works Media coming at you again, and I am bringing you the second part of my To Catch a Predator series because everybody seemed to love the first part, and the second part gets extremely better. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to tell it all in this video. I would like to, but I just don't want to post a 15-minute video, so I'm splitting it up into two parts. So I'm going to leave you guys with a little bit of a cliffhanger, but I promise you this is more epic than the last, and if you weren't around for the last one, you might want to check it out. If not, I will give you a quick recap. Basically, what happened is when I was a freshman in college, I convinced a child predator to drive from Ohio to Central Illinois to meet up with us, only to find out that we were a bunch of guys. The guy was so stupid he didn't even realize that he was set up, and he continued to text me after the fact. And to kind of summarize, since I kind of left you guys hanging on that, he texted me for about a week after the fact, which was extremely strange. Eventually, he calls me, and I'm telling him, I'm like, "Look, dude, you got played." And he's like, I think he thought I was like her brother or something, and was like mad, which actually is going to help us out in a future thing. So, but yeah, so we basically don't get any more predators after that point. I think we just got beginner's luck, to be honest. So we're not getting any more, and we kind of just give up on the whole thing. I mean, it was fun doing that, but it's not something, it's not something I want to do every day because it's not really the world's safest way to act. So basically, we get this guy, and we don't do any more. So let's fast forward to about my sophomore year in college. Yeah, about a year and a few months later. One of my friends, which will actually end up being in the fourth part of the story, if I do the fourth part, it's kind of like a bonus part, is on this website called wouldyouhitthis.com, which, if you don't know, is basically like yes or no, and you click it on a picture and it's like, would you hit this, and you click yes or no. But the thing is you can actually have like a profile on there. So my buddy, who was the one that helped me with the last one, and we set up this fake profile, obviously, with the same name and all that stuff we used for the last guy, and we weren't actually trying to get any predators out from it, but we're getting all these creepy guys sending us messages saying, yeah, I'd hit that, and we're like, wow, maybe this actually has some potential. So we put our AIM name just in the profile. We don't like give it out or anything, so we put it in the profile, and sure enough, we start getting these IMs. And one IM that seems to stand out is a guy who lives very near us in Chicago, nonetheless, which is about 2 hours north of where we're at. And so this guy in Chicago starts messaging us, and this guy is not, he's no angel, that's for sure. He put Kevin to shame on his ability to not waste any time and getting to the point of what he wanted. So basically, one of the first things he ever asked us is if we're still if we still own our V card, which, if you don't know, is your virginity, which is extremely disgusting. And this guy has some serious issues that he's asking a 15 to 14-year-old girl that. And it made me feel really uncomfortable at the whole thing, to be honest. But we want to make this guy pay, so we're not going to let him off the hook like we did with Kevin. We're actually going to see if we can pursue this guy and embarrass him and make it a little bit more, make him so he won't do this again. Now, if you're wondering right off the bat, this is actually an illegal to do somewhat, so I wouldn't suggest that you make this a hobby. I would never do this again. At least not this point in my life. Maybe back then I would do it again. But anyways, let's continue on. So this guy's texting us, and he is raunchy, like I said. He's worse than Kevin. So he's like, yeah, I want to get some skin-on-skin action with you. And we're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, we had literally just talked to this guy because he found out that we live near Champaign, and he wants to drive down. And we're like, okay, hold up. So we're like, we give him the same spiel that he cannot text us, or he can text us, he can't call us, because obviously when he calls us, he's going to figure out that we're not a girl, and it'll ruin the whole thing. So we're like, yeah, texting only. We don't want our mom looking at the phone records. So needless to say, he starts texting us, and he wants to meet up on this weekend. And now we met him on a Tuesday, I think, and the weekend was like 3 or 4 days away. And well, I'm sure Rebecca Black can let you in on how many days that was away. But anyways, bad jokes aside, we got this guy, and he is wanting to come to Champaign. So we're like, okay, what do we have to do? And he wants to meet at our house. We're like, whoa, we can't do that. So we tell him, we're like, yeah, we can't do that. My mom will catch us. So we tell him that we'll meet him at a movie, and we'll have our mom drop us off, and she'll think that I'm spending the night with a friend. So then that really gets this guy excited because he's like, oh, she's going to be on her own. So he's like, I'm going to get a hotel at the Drury Inn. We'll go see the movie, and then basically after the movie, we'll see where it goes from there. And yeah, basically he was pretty straightforward with the fact that he wanted some action and he was going to be disappointed if he didn't get any. So we're like, fine, we'll meet you at the movie theater. So we continue to talk to this guy, and we're trying to get information as the date approaches, of like kind of what he is, what he does, because we know what he looks like at this point, because he had a "Would you hit this" profile, and so it was fairly obvious what he looked like. So we're not really like scared of him, because this guy's a little guy, and so we keep talking to him, and it turns out that he is a mailman, so he works for the federal government. So needless to say, if he gets caught during all this, if we turn him in, he would be fired. And I mean, there's just no way around that. He would be fired. I don't really think that the government wants pedo mailman men running around. I think that's a little bit strange. And I don't know about you guys. I just always feel like mailman's a very respected position. So it's kind of weird to think that your mailman that walks up to your door every day and puts the mail in your slot is wanting to put something in your daughter's slot sometimes. So yeah, this guy was a freak, and we knew we had hit the jackpot once we found out that he was a freaking mailman. So we're going to pursue this. So the day comes, and he finally wants to meet up. And we go to the movie theater, and, he's already in town. He's already texted us saying, yeah, we got the hotel. I'm still in class at this point. I'm like, all right, let's make it a weird time movie, like an 8:35 movie. So we make it that time so that we have enough time to get there and prepared. So we get to the movie theater. He's nowhere to be seen. We texted him, tell him he's there, and he's like, where are you? I don't see you. And I'm like, crap, this is going to end poorly. We're going to ruin it before we even get to see this guy. So finally, I'm like, oh, I think he's onto us, and I think that he's starting to get suspicious. So I go to the bathroom, and I walk up to my urinal. I'm going to the bathroom, and all of a sudden, somebody scampers up next to me to the urinal next to me, and I look over, and sure enough, it's that guy. It's so funny that I would walk in there, and then there he would be just standing there. But there, I found him, so I finish up, finish my business, and I walk out and tell my friend, I'm like, yeah, he's in the bathroom. And so I tell my friend, I'm like, this guy's little. Don't be scared of him like the last guy. And so we're sitting here debating what we want to do with this guy. And so he walks outside and he's texting us, and we're texting him while looking at him. So we can see this guy while texting him. And he's looking around, he's looking suspicious, and we're like, yeah, we're on our way. And he definitely is starting to act like he's nervous. So we're trying to decide what we want to do to kind of like burn him, because we don't want to waste it. Because last time I feel like we kind of wasted the fact that we had a child predator right there and that we had basically burned him. So we're like, all right, we're going to call this guy standing right next to him and tell him that he's a sick puppy, and that we're here. We're going to act like the brother of the sister. That way, he still thinks that the sister exists. So the time comes, and my friend walks right up next to him, and he dials the number. And this guy looks over at us, because we walked right up next to him and called him. Like, we got in his face and called him, and so he knew it was up. But anyways, I'm gonna have to save the end of the story for later. I'm sorry, guys, because I'm running out of time, and it actually isn't going to end there. It's going to get a lot more interesting. This guy is going to try to wriggle his way out of this, and that is actually going to be a pretty long story. And I don't want to leave out any details because it gets really funny. And I promise you guys you're going to like the third part. But this gameplay just wasn't long enough. So I hope you guys stay tuned for the third part. I hope you enjoyed this part. But this child predator is extremely sick. So I will see you guys next time. Peace.